All right, welcome back, everyone, for another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're going to be looking at something pretty major in the tech world.
Yeah.
ServiceNow's acquisition of Moveworks.
Big one.
Yeah, huge deal. If you are into AI and kind of the future of work, this is definitely something you're going to want to pay close attention to.
For sure.
We're going to be looking mainly at this article titled ServiceNow Acquires Moveworks, AI Expansion for Enterprise Solutions.
Right.
But yeah, this is not just like your average tech deal.
No.
This is something that really says a lot about where things are headed.
It's a really strategic move. Yeah.
So let's just get down to the basics of it.
Yeah.
We've got ServiceNow, a major player in the enterprise software world,
Right.
acquiring Moveworks, which is this AI startup, for a pretty staggering $2.85 billion.
Huge price tag. And I think that's what's really got people talking.
Yeah, I mean, that alone is pretty eyebrow-raising.
Absolutely.
I'm curious, though, what makes Moveworks so special that ServiceNow is willing to shell out that kind of cash for them?
Well, ServiceNow, their goal is to be the leader
Yeah.
when it comes to AI-powered business solutions.
Right.
And Moveworks, they just fit into that strategy perfectly.
Yeah.
They specialize in AI assistance and enterprise search, which are really key areas that ServiceNow wants to really pump up.
Can you break down what enterprise search actually means and why it matters for businesses?
Yeah, so think about it like this.
Okay.
A company's data, it's like this huge library,
Right.
but finding that one piece of information you need can be like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So that's where enterprise search comes in. It's
Right.
like having this super-powered search engine just for your company.
Ah,
If you can find what you need quickly and accurately.
makes sense.
And Moveworks, they're really good at this.
Yeah.
They've got these AI-powered assistants that can answer employee questions. They can troubleshoot IT issues and even automate tasks across different departments.
Okay, so instead of wasting time, digging through files,
Right.
you just ask the AI assistant and it does it for you.
Exactly. It's all about efficiency.
Yeah.
And, this acquisition, it goes beyond just filling a gap for ServiceNow.
Right.
It's about, really positioning them at the forefront of this much bigger trend, which is AI integration in the workplace.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, speaking of Moveworks, though.
Yeah.
Their story's pretty impressive.
Oh, yeah.
They were founded in 2016.
Right.
Initially focused on automating IT support,
Right.
but then they quickly kind of branched out into HR and finance and even attracted some pretty big-name clients along the way.
Yeah, they've seen crazy growth.
It's pretty interesting, too, that their founders came from companies like LinkedIn and Meta and Google.
Yeah, talk about a dream team.
It's a real Silicon Valley success story.
Absolutely.
I think it speaks to this bigger question, though, like what does this acquisition tell us about the future of AI in the workplace?
Yeah, that's the big question, isn't it?
Are we going to be seeing even more AI integrated into our daily work lives?
Well, it's definitely a strong indication that that's where things are headed.
Yeah,
I mean, AI is evolving so rapidly.
it is.
It's moving beyond just basic automation.
Yeah.
And, it's starting to handle these more complex tasks.
The article even mentioned that Moveworks can actually understand and respond to, like, natural language.
Right.
Meaning employees can just talk to these AI assistants like they would a human colleague.
That's the key right there, making it feel more natural.
So it's not just AI taking over these repetitive tasks.
No,
It's becoming like a partner in the workplace.
that's the direction we're moving in for sure.
It's exciting.
It is.
I'm also curious, though, like, how does this technology actually work?
Right.
What's behind these intelligent assistants?
Well, at its core, Moveworks uses machine learning,
Okay.
which is basically a type of AI that lets systems learn from data
Right.
without, explicitly programming everything.
Got it.
So they feed tons of data into their algorithms, and that allows the AI to identify patterns,
Yeah.
understand language, and make decisions.
So the more data it has, the smarter it gets.
Exactly. And they have access to a ton of data from all their different clients.
Right.
So their AI is constantly learning and improving.
That's amazing.
It's really cutting-edge stuff.
Yeah, and with ServiceNow's resources now, I
Yeah.
mean, who knows what they're going to be able to do.
It'll be interesting to see how it all evolves.
This is definitely a sign that the race is on
Oh, yeah.
to dominate the AI-powered enterprise solutions market.
For sure.
It's heating up.
It is.
But I want to understand how this acquisition fits into ServiceNow's overall strategy.
Yeah.
Is this like a one-time thing, or are they really making AI a central focus for the company?
Oh, it's definitely part of a bigger plan.
Yeah.
I remember they also acquired Quine earlier this year.
Right, right.
Another AI-focused companies. So
Yeah.
they're making some strategic moves here.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Absolutely.
And it's not just about acquisitions. I mean,
Right.
their existing AI products are seeing pretty impressive growth, too.
Yeah, they are. The article mentions that they're already generating some serious revenue.
Yeah.
They've got close to 1,000 customers and over $200 million in annual contract value just from their premium AI subscription tier.
Wow, so businesses are really seeing the value in this.
Absolutely, they are.
It's not just some theoretical concept anymore.
No, it's becoming a practical solution.
It's driving real results.
For sure.
It feels like we're at this point where AI is just becoming a core part of the business world.
Yeah, it's not a question of if anymore, but when.
Yeah,
And this acquisition is a sign of that.
for sure.
We're moving towards a future where AI is just everywhere in business.
All right, so much to unpack here.
Yeah, there is.
But before we get too deep into all that, let's just try to sum up what we've learned so far for our listeners.
Yeah, let's connect the dots.
What are the key takeaways?
Well, I think the big takeaway is that ServiceNow is making a bold move here.
Yeah.
By acquiring Moveworks, they're really showing that they believe in the power of AI to change the workplace.
And we've also seen that Moveworks is not just any AI startup.
No, they're leading the way with some pretty innovative technology.
Yeah, and that technology is being adopted by major companies all over the world.
Absolutely.
This is more than just a story about two companies.
Right.
It's really a reflection of this bigger trend in enterprise software.
That's right. AI is no longer this niche thing.
Yeah.
It's becoming central to how businesses operate and compete.
Which brings up a big question. How is this acquisition going to affect the competition?
Yeah.
Will other software companies have to step up their AI game to keep up?
That's a great question, and something we'll definitely dig into in the next part of our deep dive.
All right, stay tuned for that.
It's going to be good.
But for now, we'll leave it there.
Sounds good.
Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
So it sounds like ServiceNow is really setting a high bar here for the rest of the industry.
Yeah, it's definitely a wake-up call for other software companies out there.
So are we going to see this surge in AI investment
I think so.
and development across the board
Yeah, I think it's going to be like an arms race almost.
to see who can, deliver the most powerful and user-friendly AI solutions?
Exactly. Everyone's trying to stay ahead of the curve.
But what about the businesses that are actually using these software solutions?
Right.
How do you think this is going to impact them?
Well, I think it really reinforces the idea that AI is not optional anymore. It's becoming essential if you want to stay competitive,
Okay.
improve efficiency, and deliver those amazing customer experiences.
So it's not so much about being forced to adopt AI, but more about recognizing the benefits, the
Exactly.
advantages it can bring.
Yeah, businesses that embrace AI early on, they're going to be in a much better position to adapt to the changing market
Right.
and meet the needs of their customers.
So we've talked about the impact on ServiceNow for competitors and businesses in general. But what about the individual employees?
Ah, yes, the people who actually use these systems every day.
Right. How do you see AI changing their work lives?
Well, that's a big question, and it's one that has a lot of people worried.
Yeah, for sure.
But AI has the potential to really reshape how we work, both in good ways and maybe some not so good ways.
Let's start with the positive.
Okay.
How could AI make the employee experience better?
Well, think about all those tedious tasks that we all hate doing.
Yeah.
Data entry,
Right.
scheduling the appointments, all that stuff.
Right. All those things that just take up time.
Exactly. AI can automate all of that,
Okay.
freeing up employees to focus on more creative and strategic work.
So instead of spending hours, copying and pasting data, you can actually focus on using that data to solve problems.
Exactly. It's all about working smarter, not harder.
And it's not just about automation. AI can also give employees access to information and expertise instantly.
Yeah, imagine being able to ask an AI assistant a question
Okay.
and get an accurate answer in seconds.
Instead of spending hours searching through emails and files.
That's right. It's like having a superpowered research assistant at your fingertips.
That would be incredible.
It would be a game changer for productivity.
Yeah.
And AI can also personalize the work experience.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it can tailor recommendations and insights to each individual employee.
So instead of a one-size-fits-all approach,
Right.
employees get something that's specifically designed to help them succeed.
Exactly. It's about creating a more personalized and efficient work environment.
This all sounds very promising.
It is.
But let's address the elephant in the room.
The job losses.
Right. A lot of people are worried about AI taking away jobs.
Yeah, it's a valid concern.
So is it a legitimate fear or...
It's complicated. There's no easy answer.
Okay.
AI will definitely automate some jobs, but it will also create new ones.
Jobs that we can't even imagine yet.
Exactly. It's not necessarily about robots replacing humans.
Okay.
It's more about a shift in the types of skills that are in demand.
So it's less about job losses and more about job evolution.
That's a good way to put it.
The key is to adapt and to keep learning new skills.
Absolutely. Lifelong learning is going to be crucial.
So what kinds of skills do you think are going to be essential in this AI-powered workplace?
Well, as we mentioned before, things like creativity,
Right.
critical thinking,
Okay.
problem solving, and emotional intelligence.
Those are all very human skills.
They are. And they're going to become even more valuable as AI takes over those more routine tasks.
So beyond those core skills, what are some ways that people can prepare for these changes?
Well, one thing is to stay informed.
Right.
Read articles, attend webinars.
Keep up with the latest developments.
Exactly. You need to understand what's happening in order to adapt to it.
That makes sense.
And the other thing is to be proactive about learning new skills. Figure out where AI is likely to impact your job, and then focus on building skills that complement those changes.
So for example, if you work with a lot of data,
Right.
learning the basics of data analysis or machine learning could be really helpful.
Absolutely. The more you understand AI, the more valuable you'll be.
I'm also curious about the broader social and economic implications of all this.
Yeah.
There's this concern that AI could make existing inequalities even worse,
Right.
leading to job displacement and a widening gap between the rich and the poor.
It's a valid concern,
Yeah.
and it's something we need to address head on.
How do we do that?
Well, for one, we need to invest in education and training programs
Right.
to help people adapt to the changing job market.
Okay.
And we need to provide support for those who lose their jobs because of automation.
That's important.
We also need to have an open and honest conversation about the ethics of AI
Right.
and develop guidelines for its responsible development and deployment.
It sounds like we all need to work together on this.
It's a collective effort, for sure.
Governments, businesses, individuals.
We all have a role to play.
It's a lot to think about.
It is.
But I'm trying to stay optimistic.
Me too.
It seems like AI has the potential to make work better for everyone.
I think so too. More efficient, more fulfilling, more human even.
The key is to approach it with curiosity and a willingness to adapt.
Couldn't agree more.
So let's bring this back to ServiceNow and Moveworks.
Yeah.
We talked earlier about Moveworks' impressive growth.
Right.
They were already valued at over $2 billion before this acquisition.
They were a real success story.
Why do you think they were so successful?
Well, they identified a real need in the market.
Okay.
Companies were struggling to manage their IT systems
Yeah.
and support their employees effectively.
So Moveworks came in with a solution at just the right time.
Exactly. They had a great product, and they delivered real results.
And they had an impressive client list.
They did.
But there's more to it than just having a good product, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You need a strong team, you need investors,
You need a vision.
and you need to be able to adapt to the market.
It's not easy.
So it's a real testament to Moveworks leadership and their team
Yeah, they built something special.
that they were able to achieve so much in such a short amount of time.
They did, and now, with ServiceNow behind them,
Right.
who knows what they'll be able to accomplish.
This is all very exciting,
It is.
but we're still in the early stages of this AI revolution.
We are.
Who knows what the future holds?
That's the exciting part. The possibilities are endless.
So before we get too carried away with all the possibilities, let's just pause for a second
Okay.
and make sure everyone's following along.
Yeah, good idea.
So we've talked about the impact of this acquisition from a few different angles.
Right.
We've looked at how it might affect other software companies,
Yeah.
the evolving role of AI in the workplace,
Uh-huh.
and the challenges and opportunities that AI presents.
And we've talked about the importance of adapting and learning new skills.
Right. Focusing on those uniquely human skills that AI can't replicate.
Exactly.
But all of this leads to a bigger question.
Yeah, what is it?
What does this mean for the future of work itself?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is, and it's one that we're going to explore in more detail in the final part of our deep dive. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, talking about this ServiceNow Moveworks acquisition and what it all means. But now let's get to what might be the most important question. How will AI shape the future of work?
Yeah, this is the question everyone's asking right now, and I think it's causing a lot of excitement, but also a lot of anxiety.
Yeah.
Some people think AI is going to create this utopia where we're all free from boring work, and others are worried about this dystopian future where robots take over and humans are left with no jobs.
Yeah, I think the reality is probably somewhere in between,
Right.
but it's still hard to imagine what a truly AI-powered workplace would even look like.
Yeah, it's definitely a big shift, but I think it's important to remember that AI is not just going to suddenly transform everything overnight. It's a bunch of different technologies that are already being integrated into our work lives.
Mhm.
And that's just going to continue to happen more and more.
So maybe instead of thinking about AI replacing jobs entirely,
Yeah,
we should think about how it's going to change the nature of work itself.
exactly. AI will probably automate certain tasks within jobs, but it's not going to eliminate entire professions. It's more about changing how we do those jobs, augmenting our capabilities and requiring us to learn new skills.
Can you give an example of how AI might actually reshape a specific job?
Sure, let's take a financial analyst, for instance.
Yeah?
AI could automate things like data entry and basic financial modeling, which would free up the analyst to focus on more strategic stuff, like interpreting data, identifying trends, advising clients.
So the AI wouldn't replace the financial analyst.
All
It
right.
would just become like a tool.
Exactly, a tool that helps them do their job better and faster.
Okay, but then the analyst would need to understand AI better
Yeah.
and have stronger critical thinking skills.
Right, and be able to make strategic decisions.
So it's all about adapting and learning new skills.
Absolutely, lifelong learning is going to be more important than ever.
What kind of skills do you think are going to be most important for success in this AI-powered workplace?
Well, we talked about creativity,
Mm-hmm.
critical thinking, problem solving, emotional intelligence. Those are going to be essential because those are things that are really hard for AI to replicate.
Yeah.
And then beyond those core skills, I think people need to stay informed about what's happening with AI.
Okay.
Read articles, attend webinars, just engage in conversations about AI and how it's impacting your industry.
So don't bury your head in the sand.
Right, exactly. Stay curious and be proactive about learning new skills.
Yeah, if you see that AI is starting to change your field, to figure out what skills you need to develop to stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Make yourself valuable in this new landscape.
I'm also curious about what this all means for society and the economy. Some people were worried that AI could make inequality worse, lead to more job displacement and a bigger gap between the rich and the poor.
Yeah, that's a real concern. And we need to be very thoughtful about how we manage this transition to an AI-powered world. We need to make sure that everyone benefits from these advancements, not just a select few.
So what can we do about that?
Well, we need to invest in education and training programs to help people adapt to these new jobs that are being created. We need to provide support for those who lose their jobs because of automation, and we need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI.
So it's a collective effort.
It is. We all need to work together.
Yeah.
Governments, businesses, individuals, everyone has a role to play.
It's definitely a lot to think about, but I'm trying to stay optimistic about it. It seems like AI has the potential to make work better for everyone, right?
I agree. I think it can make work more efficient, more fulfilling, more creative, and ultimately more human.
But we have to approach it the right way.
Right, with curiosity, with a willingness to adapt, and with a focus on making sure that everyone benefits.
Well said. So to all of our listeners out there, as you think about what we've discussed today, I want you to consider what AI might mean for your own work life. How will it change your job, your industry, your career path?
What steps can you take today to prepare for those changes?
Stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, don't be afraid to embrace the future.
The future of work is in our hands.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive into the world of AI and the future of work. Thanks for joining us. We hope you found this insightful and thought-provoking. Until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.